Like Purdue, it's just an example. Purdue losing to Fresno State is okay. We still win the Big Ten West. But me,
Billy Napier gets fired. I'm just kidding.
really the best time of the year. I will be seated watching the Red Zone for 7 hours on Sunday. What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Backyard Banter. First, again, before anyone does anything, we gained at least 7 new subscribers since I said that 80% of the people aren't watching and subscribed. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We very much appreciate it. We got some really big things coming soon. Now to get back to the regular schedule program. Tanner, James, Johnny, another awesome weekend on deck. Like usual on Thursday episodes or Friday episodes, we're going to get right into our college football pick'em. Tanner, what we got?
Last week 5-5, guys. We gotta be better. We gotta be better. We're sitting
We do
at
have to be better.
53
Sorry,
and 37 overall.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
Gotta be better.
Gotta be better. 53 and 37 overall. First game this week. A&M 5-3 traveling to Ole Miss.
Love this game.
In the country.
I love this game.
I think Ole Miss rolls here.
Yeah,
I love Ole Miss in this matchup. So.
I like Ole Miss, but this is A&M kind of wins one of these games a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're on the road. Everyone's counting them out. They still have a monster of a defensive line.
Yeah.
But I still like Ole Miss. Ole Miss. It should be a fun one though.
It's a 5-3 Texas A&M team that is just dominant, right? They're good for a 5-3 team. That's what dominant might not be the right word, but I'm saying in terms of you look at a lot of 5-3 teams, right? They are just so much better.
And we talked about this in the preseason. A&M had a top 5 roster talent in the country.
And again, when they play a tough schedule, right? And it's just going to get harder. Yeah. Ole Miss has answered a lot of questions for us. We always wondered, can they win that big game?
We'll see.
This weekend is a trap weekend. There are so many spreads and lines and great football games. Yeah. I think this is one of them. I think Texas A&M keeps it close. I have Ole Miss as well, but I really think this is going to be one of the best football games of the day.
This game's at Ole Miss, right?
Yeah,
is that the 11 a.m. ESPN game?
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I got Ole Miss, so we're going
Ole Miss.
Rebels.
Yep, the Rebels.
Second game, we got your Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They travel to Clemson. This is also an 11 a.m. game on ABC. I'm going to start it off. While I do think Death Valley's tough, I think Notre Dame is a much better football team. I'm going with the Fighting Irish.
Those are great words to hear out of your mouth.
I just got to keep it real. You got to keep it real.
I'm nervous. You circle this game on the calendar before Clemson has the struggles that they've had. Mitchell Evans is out for the year, and he's a top 5 tight end in the country. He's Sam Hartman's #1 target. You asked the question a couple weeks ago, does Notre Dame have any guys on the outside? Mitchell Evans was one that was that dude for Sam Hartman. I am nervous. Sam Hartman did not play great last week, and we scored 55 points. Audrick's going to have a great game. We're going to have to run the ball. But Clemson's is really struggling, right? They can't get anything going offensively. They can't run the ball as well as they used to. So obviously I like Notre Dame here, but I'm a little nervous. So
yeah, we see Dabo going on the talk shows and yelling at fans. I love it.
That was crazy.
Tell him to shut up. I love it.
You're all for it, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna see what Clemson is made of. We're gonna see a Dabo Swinney special, right? I just really don't think Cade Klubnik is the guy. Just the thing that he did against Miami still really bothers me. Trusting my instincts. Like your instincts haven't been good enough this year. Right. But I still love Dabo as a coach. I just really hope he adapts to the transfer portal because I love when Clemson is rolling and good in Death Valley, night game in Death Valley. Yeah. Few better atmospheres in the country, but you guys both picked Notre Dame, right? Yeah. I'm gonna go Clemson. If one of you guys would pick Notre Dame, one of you guys would pick Clemson, I would pick Notre Dame. But this is gonna be a fun one, man. What a loaded 11 o'clock.
100%.
Loaded.
Yeah. This is definitely gonna be a 2 TV. In the morning, Tanner's going to be like, hey, can you come help me lift this TV in the living room?
Of course, Florida plays at 11 a.m.
Oh, man.
I'm going to have, for my personal watching viewers.
I like you picking Clemson. I'm nervous. Yeah, I really am because with how much Clemson's getting a lot of attention, right, because of what Dabo just did on the air. Yeah. Notre Dame's going to get Clemson's best shot. And they still have 5 stars and 4 stars. All over that place. So yeah, we're going Notre Dame, but I don't dislike your call.
Ranked matchup here for us. We got number 23 Kansas State. They are traveling to Texas.
11 a.m. game.
11 a.m.
Another 11 a.m. This is on Fox.
We might need 3 TVs.
3 TVs. I'm gonna have to pull out my TV out of the.
We'll put the Florida game on if you bring it over.
But I really understand the Kansas State hype. They have Will Howard, who's actually been in kind of a quarterback controversy with Avery Johnson, the freshman quarterback there. Howard got most of the snaps last week for them. Texas is too talented. I don't think we're going to get an Oklahoma-type performance out of them where they struggled 2 weeks ago, handled business against BYU.
Yep.
This game being at home, too, I think Malik Murphy does enough. This is week 2 of him. Maybe there's more film for the defense coordinators, but Kansas State won the Big 12 last year.
Yeah.
So, no laughing stock, but I'll take Texas really because they're at home.
Yeah. I think
Texas
Texas rolls here. I think they really put
Look at him. He's picking Kansas State.
Even before this, I was taking.
That's fine,
Kansas
but
State.
I think Texas rolls here.
Yeah, I like Kansas State a lot here. First and foremost, this is a team that won the Big 12 last year, and I had a hard time seeing them just roll over in the Big 12 this season. This is a great opportunity for them to get back into the Big 12 race and control their own destiny.
Chaos if they win this game.
Oh, it
No
would be
kidding.
chaos.
No
Chaos.
kidding.
I'm here
And
for it.
my final point is Avery Johnson, true freshman quarterback, 4-star. He's played in 3 games. He has 500 total yards, about half rushing, half passing. He's got legit speed. If I had to guess, 4.3, 4.4 speed.
Yeah, he's quick. He's quick.
He is a fast quarterback. Since he started playing, 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Kansas State, now they're mixing quarterbacks, but Kansas State has scored 41 points, and 38 points.
So they're due for regression.
Their offense,
They're due for 22.
their offense is taking off. I love Kansas State here. I know you guys went Texas. I'm picking Kansas State.
One more point. We saw this in the Bama game. That Texas D-line, man.
It's
Big
legit.
dude.
Huge.
It's legit.
Like,
Which is why I think he has a big impact.
Yeah.
Human
Because he
beings.
mixes it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to get on the outside,
Yeah.
maybe run. Yeah.
What do we got next?
Next we got number 9 Oklahoma taking on number 22 Oklahoma State. Bedlam. One of the best rivalries.
Last
One
time.
of the best rivalries.
Last time, I think this is 120 something time they've met.
Yeah.
Last time we'll see Bedlam for the foreseeable future.
It's crazy.
It's a shame.
It is a
Big
shame.
week in the Big 12.
Huge week.
Huge week in college football.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State has a running back that has been bad on me for not knowing his name. But the running back for Oklahoma State has just been on another level.
He's got an absurd amount of yards.
Yeah, the past 5 weeks especially. I just think Brett Venables is going to have his team ready. That loss last week, they know if they lose again, it's done, right? So I like Oklahoma in a really close one.
Yeah, I agree. I just think they literally have everything to play for. It's already a huge rivalry game, right? And they're gonna get up for this game. This is one of those games at 2:30 slate that you're just like, okay, man, we got
3:30. I hate this Central time. 12 and 3:30.
Bro, you're so wrong. What state are you sitting in right now?
One that's really cold.
It is cold. It is cold.
Snowed yesterday.
It is cold. But I like Oklahoma here. I'm big on them still. I think that loss was just fluky. And I'm not too sure on the Cowboys. So feed me the Sooners.
Yeah, I'm going with
I
Oklahoma
like
State.
mascots, man. I really do.
I love the Cowboys. I'm going with Oklahoma State. I had them going 10-2 before the season. Here we are. They're 6-2. This is their biggest game of the season. Their toughest game remaining. They have a cupcake schedule after this.
It's going to be rough. How about a Kansas State, Oklahoma State?
That's what I'm saying. If Oklahoma State wins this
would
game,
that
Thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
if they win this game, they're making the Big 12 championship. I mean, look at their last 3 games.
It's not good for the Big 12.
Ollie Gordon, their running back, is legit. They have a very good quarterback, Alan Bowman, who is tough. He is a very good passer.
Yeah.
It's at home. I like Oklahoma State. Boone Pickett Stadium. Come on. Give me the Cowboys.
Did you pick the Cowboys too?
I picked Oklahoma.
Yeah. Hey, man, we're going to Oklahoma. Slide up.
Oh, whoops.
Come on.
Next we got.
Who knows how often he does that?
Right.
I don't do that. I don't do that.
I have to watch you. I have to watch you.
Whatever. We got another set of eyes. We got James Madison taking on Georgia State.
James Madison.
Give me the
Dukes.
Dukes. Give me the Dukes.
Too bad they can't play in the conference tournament.
Big game.
Up next we got Kansas at Iowa State. Iowa State is favored in this game.
2.5 points they're getting.
And I'm going to go with Vegas here. I'm going with Iowa State.
Really?
Yeah.
This is a gritty game.
10 home for Iowa State. So
Leipold for Kansas, the coach. I mean, shout out Howie and Aiden, the big Kansas guys on our team. But any word on Jane Daniels? He's preseason Big 12 Player of the Year and just disappears.
yeah.
But still, I like Kansas. How they respond off a big win having to go on the road, we'll see. But I'm not confident in that pick at all. But I'll go Kansas.
I'm the same way. I like Kansas. I think when you win a game like that, you're on such a high that you're like.
Could collapse though. I might go Iowa State.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
And
love
if you
Iowa
do, that's
State,
fine.
man.
I'm just saying, being the same age as these dudes, right? Winning a huge game like that, almost taking out Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Almost, right?
Yeah.
Like putting that that punch, almost knocking them out. They're on a high right now. They're going to roll, I think.
Technically, they did beat them.
What?
Kansas.
Yeah. What about it?
They beat Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but you're talking. Never mind. Keep going.
I'm saying almost knocked them out of the contention.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Kansas has no shot, so I'm just saying. But this is a huge game for them. I think they got a lot to prove. And I haven't watched a ton of Iowa State, but
We'll see.
I like the Jayhawks.
I'm rocking with the Iowa State. I mean, they have a very good coach themselves. It's at home. Kansas, can they come back from that emotional high and play their game? I've picked a chaotic week all week in the Big 12. I'm sticking with it. I got Iowa State, but we're going Kansas, right?
Unless you change. By the way, you guys are matching. You guys look good.
I know.
And we fit it.
Number 5 Washington. They travel to number 20 USC. This is a night game on ABC.
So over under this game is like 77.
I tell you what,
which is insane.
Washington schedule
Impressive.
remaining is brutal.
Washington.
It is brutal, and it starts this week.
Hasn't been.
Because you know what? USC, we've talked about it for weeks now. They're not as good as we thought, but they still have Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
And I don't care what happens. They're at home. Feed me the Trojans. I'm going with the Trojans. I've never been set on Washington.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, it's a valid pick.
I'm not sure on them yet. And I like USC here. So.
I'm gonna go Washington just because USC's defense is so abysmal.
Yeah, they're so
just
bad.
so abysmal.
So bad.
It could be like the Cal game, 50-49. But yeah, Washington, Penix, too many weapons.
Yeah, I same reasoning, Johnny. Washington has the better defense in this game, and USC's defense is just so atrocious. Like here's the way I put it: Washington was able to score on Oregon's defense. Oregon's defense shut down Utah. Guess what USC did to Utah?
Or Utah
gave up a lot of points. Like, I think Washington has a better defense by a mile here. I'm taking the Huskies. Michael Penix.
Yeah.
Give me Huskies. We got LSU traveling to Tuscaloosa. They take on Bama this week. Crimson Tide, Tigers, just a premier matchup every year. I'm going to start us off here. I am taking LSU. They have the better quarterback. Their 2 losses this year are to very good teams, Florida State and Missouri.
No, Ole Miss, not Missouri.
Oh, yeah, they beat Missouri. Ole Miss, sorry. I don't know why I thought Missouri, but
It's okay.
You're allowed to make
they have the better quarterback. Could be a Heisman moment for him. He could really take control of this Heisman race with a win. They could take control of the SEC West with a win. I like the Tigers.
When you're looking at this game, and if you are a betting man, if you bet on LSU here, you might as well bet on him to win the Heisman, right? This is a must-win for him, for the team. Knock off Bama, knock off their chances at making the playoffs. But you guys know how big I am on him, but this game being in Tuscaloosa, I just think the Crimson Tide, they're really figuring it out.
Yeah.
I like Bama here, but I'm all for LSU winning because I hate Bama. I just hate them. So
yeah, I'm completely torn. Daniel's 25 touchdowns, 3 picks. Saban's never lost the same quarterback back-to-back years since he's been at Alabama. I just don't know where to go. It's almost I trust Nick Saban to not lose this game. That embarrassment really last year at LSU. So yeah, give me Alabama. Not confidence at all. And to be honest, before the podcast, I was going to pick LSU.
Yeah, no.
I told James last night when he was over, I was like, I think LSU's going to win.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch this one. It's going to be an awesome
It's going to be a great
game.
football game. Yeah.
But I hesitantly lead toward Bama.
All right, up next we got Miami taking on NC State. Kind of a sneaky game here. Miami has rebounded from those 2 tough losses pretty nicely with 2 overtime wins. Miami controls their own destiny to make the ACC title game, which sounds crazy.
I know.
But they still play Louisville, and they still play Florida State, who are
Crazy.
1 and 2 in the ACC right now. So we'll see. NC State's kind of a gritty team. It is at NC State. Miami is slightly favored on the road. What do you guys like?
Yeah, I like Miami here. I think NC State, I don't want to say fluky, right? But it was a big win for them last week against Clemson. But again, I just don't think Clemson's that impressive. So I like Miami here because what I can picture is that Miami-Florida State game being a huge game. And I would love to set that picture.
Great for the sport.
Great for the sport. I'd love to set that picture, so give me Miami.
I'm also going to take Miami. Before they beat Clemson, they've never won at home in the ACC. So they play fairly well on the road.
Crazy.
And crazy. So yeah, I'll take Miami here.
I'm going Miami as well.
There we go.
Final game on the pick'em. A 6-2 UCLA squad. They play the grittiest team in the Pac-12.
Arizona Wildcats.
Arizona Wildcats.
How good is it that Arizona?
Arizona's 5-3, man.
It's just, they were so. I don't know if they won a game a few years ago. They're like Kansas.
Yeah.
They're
like Vanderbilt.
Yeah, facts. That's a way better comp.
I'm gonna
way worse academics.
Way worse.
I'm gonna go ahead and start us off. I'm taking Arizona. It's at home. It's a night game. They played Washington tough. They just beat Oregon State. I think they beat the brakes off Washington State. I'm going with the Wildcats here. They get to 6-3, big night game home win, and they crack the top 25 after this win at 6-3.
Valid. I'm gonna go with UCLA. Yeah, it's tough because again the freshman quarterback more going into a hostile. I don't know how hostile Arizona is.
Never been to Arizona.
Environment. And I just feel like Arizona, they're playing very well, but I don't think they're good enough to get 3 really big marquee wins in a row. So give me Chip Kelly and the Bruins.
Gosh, you said it perfectly.
Thanks.
I like Chip Kelly here. I think this turns into a coaching idea right here. Chip Kelly knows how to win football games. I agree with what you said about Arizona just having those big wins already. I think they're an incredibly tough team. I think they play great defense for considering they're in the Pac-12. But again, I just like UCLA and their ability to throw the football around a little bit. And yeah, so feed me the Bruins. Sorry, I want to go Arizona, but
It's fine.
Got do what you got to do.
The tiebreak is points in LSU Bama. I think it's going to be like a 24-27 type game. So I would say
I think that's the exact
51.
final. I think that's the final score.
51. All right, let's see if we get that one right. All right, college football pick'em. We're done.
And then now, for the first time all year, we're going to get into college basketball. College basketball starts on Monday.
Exhibitions have been going on.
It's been going on
I
for a
think
while.
Purdue plays tonight as of this recording and another one.
Who they play?
Samford.
Maybe they'll win that one.
Maybe they'll win.
I'm not too
just
concerned
messing.
about
I'm just messing.
Arkansas one.
But yeah, we're gonna do a brief one. We're gonna say who's gonna win every conference, and then maybe we even predict a national champion.
Top 5, maybe gritty top 5 teams.
Let's do it.
Very big, maybe. Anyway, Big Ten. We'll go straight into Tanner's conference. Tanner, we'll even start with you.
I wonder who
It's
Tanner's
James'
gonna
conference too. I'm gonna pick the Boilermakers. You guys can bring up Fairleigh Dickinson all you want.
I would never do
I'm not
that.
gonna run away from it.
North Texas.
You ran away from it last year.
St. Peter's.
How can I run away from it? It's there. No,
Virginia.
Purdue returns the best player in the sport.
St. Peter's is rough.
So is North Texas.
I mean, just keep talking about it. It's okay.
I'm just messing, Tanner. I'm done talking about it.
Talk
You
about
guys
Zach
wanna
Edey.
They bring back the best player in the sport, pretty much the whole team. They dominated the conference last year, won the conference by 3 games, which is pretty impressive considering you only played 20 games.
Impressive.
Slept walk in the conference tournament and still won it. I like Purdue. I think Michigan State, I understand the point of them being good, but Purdue and Michigan State play each other once. It's at Mackey, which is a huge advantage. Plus, Michigan State, I was looking, they won 19 regular season games last year. I get they returned a lot.
They were 17.
That was a team that wasn't great last year, and we're letting 2 games in March kind of maybe overrate them. I still think they're a top 10 team. I don't think they're top 5. I like Purdue a little bit better than Michigan State.
I love how this conference is setting up because of the best teams bringing back so many guys.
Yes.
Right? Purdue brought back everyone.
Duke brought back almost
No, but I'm saying the Big Ten specifically.
I'm talking on the sport.
But yes, in the sport is great. I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying specifically the Big Ten. Michigan State brings back everyone. Duke, God, you got me talking about Duke now. Purdue brings back everybody. Illinois, they bring back Terrence Shannon. They bring back Coleman Hawkins, and that's why I'm going with Illinois. Okay. Yeah, of course, it's a biased pick. I don't even. Okay. I understand exhibitions are exhibitions, but
They did beat Kansas.
they beat Kansas, and whether that's an exhibition or not, it's a big win, right? I really love the fact that Terrence Shannon came back and Coleman Hawkins came back because they realized they weren't good enough to be in the NBA quite yet, and I think they've got a lot to prove. I think Terrence Shannon has an opportunity to be one of the best players in the Big Ten. I think he already is, but I think he could be literally the best player in the Big Ten if he plays up to what his standards are. I worry about our big. I love Illinois here with the fact that those guys came back. Underwood's still a hell of a coach, and I think Purdue's fraudulent, and I think Michigan. I'm just kidding. It's gonna be. I'm super excited to watch Big Ten basketball this year. Feed me the Fighting Illini.
I'm gonna go with Michigan State. We're all gonna have different ones. We talked about there hasn't been a repeat conference regular season champion since 2010, and it's hard to repeat. Mm-hmm. And the thing that concerns me with Purdue is how well will their guards handle pressure. We saw in the Arkansas game. It wasn't the best. I understand it's the first game, but that was a struggle last year for them, and hopefully it's improved upon this year. But Michigan State's got some dogs at guard.
They do.
AJ Hoggard, Tyson Walker, return both of them.
And Walker kills Purdue every year. I mean,
we beat him twice last year.
But he still drops 30.
Yeah.
But it's just, like I said, it's very hard to repeat, especially in this conference. Besides Kansas, it's hard to repeat in any conference.
That's good.
So yeah, I'll go Michigan State. Now we're going to go straight into the Big 12.
Let's do it.
I think we're all going to have similar picks here. Really like Kansas.
Yeah.
Yes, they got Hunter Dickinson, but DeJuan Harris coming back, who's a starter on the national championship team. One of the best assist-to-turnover ratio guy in the country, besides maybe Kolik from Marquette. But really like Kansas here. Again, like normal, they recruit well. Again, but then you got Houston joining the conference. Houston was in the Final Four a few years ago.
And they bring in L.J. Cryer from Baylor.
Oh, yeah.
Who's been in the conference.
Yeah, and then they get Max Aceman's transferred to Texas. And Texas, Elite 8 team last year, a few minutes from going to the Final Four. But yeah, I like Kansas.
Again, what an amazing conference. I think this year could be...
The Big 12, the Big 12 is insane how good it is.
It is.
It is legitimately 10 deep.
When you look at the rankings, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. But then you really dive into it. You've got a lot of teams that are just outside that bubble. Yeah. Texas is a team year after year after year. They just bring in dudes.
I mean, think about it. Texas Tech was in the national championship 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I totally agree. And the Kansas State kind of emerged last year. Yeah. I like Kansas here, but I am super excited to watch this conference because I don't think Houston actually. Yeah. Maybe my hot take. I don't think Houston's going to be as good.
Yeah,
they lost a lot last year. They really did, but they've got a Hall of Fame coach. Who just brings in. Who, by the way, if you watch him coach, you're like, no way he can. Like he doesn't look like he doesn't get into it that much. Like he's a.
That's what he's doing.
More like a mellow guy on the side.
Like a Miami coach. He's like.
Correct. So I like Kansas here. Obviously, I think Houston actually struggles in the Big 12 this year. Maybe it's a hot take.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I got my concerns with Kansas. Even before the Illinois game, I didn't think they were the #1 team in the country. Because they lost Jalen Wilson, they lost Grady Dick. I love DeJuan Harris. Hunter Dickinson, I'm intrigued to see how he does at Kansas. I feel like they're used to having like athletic bigs that block shots and rebound and run the floor. And like Dickinson's just kind of like a big, strong, powerful guy. Yeah. Can hit some shots.
A three.
Yeah, but I'm interested to see what Kansas is like. I'm still picking Kansas to win the Big 12.
There we go.
I think Houston's going to be on their tail. L.J. Cryer's a really good guard at Houston. But it's like you can't. The Big 12 runs through Fog Allen Fieldhouse every year. Like
that's one of the best.
It's the best environment.
Like college basketball.
Yeah.
Excuse me. James, pick another conference.
Yeah, let's go to the ACC. Let's get it out of the way. Duke, they return everybody.
Yeah.
They have the #2 recruiting class in the country. They just signed their head coach to a 6-year extension. Yeah. They've got everything going. Duke basketball is it literally a household name. Yeah. It doesn't matter who they have coaching it. You thought maybe when they lose Coach K, you're like, we'll see what happens at Duke. Nope, they continue to do it. I love Duke in this conference. I think Miami's a very good team.
Yep.
But I think Duke just has too much experience. They've been there. Like they had an opportunity to do something special last year, and March Madness was March. Like it was crazy, right? So I like Duke here, but Miami's gonna be very good.
Roach, Bukowski, Proctor, Mark Mitchell, all back.
Yeah,
it's unprecedented, especially for Duke. Bukowski might be the player of the year in the entire country. Obviously, Zach Edey's incredible. Returning a freshman that averaged 16, 17 points a game, only getting better. I mean, you got Jared McCain, you got Sean Stewart coming in that recruiting class. Give me Duke. Again, Miami's going to be really good too. Yeah. Miami coming off a Final Four is going to be really good too. So, yeah, I like Duke.
I'm going to go with Miami. I like Jim Larinaga as a coach a lot. I think Colton, or not Colton Wall, Nigel Pack. I was thinking of Isaiah Wall, not Colton Wall. Nigel Pack's a really good guard. Jim Larinaga's figured out a style that wins, and it's getting athletic guards that can space the floor and get to the rim, get 2 feet in the paint, create. They got long athletic wings, and his style of play it works. And nowadays in college basketball,
100%.
not only does it work in the ACC, it works in the tournament. I'm going with the Canes. Made the Final Four. I think they win the ACC for a second straight year.
There we go.
So
Florida beat them in a secret scrimmage.
it.
Speaking of Florida, we'll go to the SEC.
Yep.
I'll start. I like Tennessee here. Tennessee, I mean, they sit down, they guard you. They're going to play slow pace. Vescovi somehow still in college.
Yeah.
It's been there forever. You got Sakai Ziegler, who, again, just gets into you and guards you. It's just, you hate going against them.
Yep.
Hate going against them. Again, A&M, I really like A&M with Wade Taylor coming back really good. Kentucky's got the 2 guards that were top in the recruiting class. Again, really good with Kentucky. Never count out Coach Cal. Bama, they got the Grant Nelson guy from North Dakota State, who's probably the best transfer in the entire country. And then Arkansas, I mean, the must bus, as Colin says. They've made the second weekend of 3 years in a row now.
3 years in a row.
So you can have a kind of against. Again, the SEC is 9 teams deep. I mean, Chris Beard at Ole Miss.
Crazy.
Isn't that kind of interesting?
Crazy.
Florida,
Interesting story. Maybe not this year.
Yeah, quick thing on Florida. Riley Krugel might be one of the best breakout players in the entire country, bringing a top 5 recruiting transfer class in. So we'll see how Florida does. I don't think they'll be top 5 in the SEC, but should be a tournament team.
Yeah, I like Tennessee too. I think they are. I like watching college basketball better than the NBA because they sit down and guard.
Jeez, they guard you.
Like defense is something for me that I just love watching in basketball, and that's why I love Tennessee here. I love teams that can sit down and guard, and I think they returned a lot, and so I think Tennessee's the elite team in the SEC. But again, so deep, super exciting.
Anyone could win. Any one of the
Anybody.
4 or 5 teams I just named could win.
I like Tennessee as well.
That's so lame.
that's
I want
it.
to change.
I like Vescovi.
I
and
like
Ziegler.
Alabama.
I like Vescovi and Ziegler.
Yeah.
I thought Tennessee was the best defensive team in the country last year, and Rick Barnes is always going to have a team that sits down,
And
just guards,
you, man.
and they rebound so well too. They're just so
They always got the
And I think
big.
Rick Barnes is a hell of a great,
He is a
hell of
great coach.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Tennessee.
All right, we're gonna go. We have 2 more conferences left. We're gonna go Pac-12 real quick. I got Arizona. Caleb Love coming over. Got upset by Princeton last year in the first round, but yeah, give me Arizona. Tommy Lloyd.
Arizona's so tough.
Yeah.
They were one of my teams last year that I thought they could have done it.
Yeah.
But again, it's March. Like it's a crazy time. It's one of the best things in sports.
Last year, the Pac-12 basketball.
Yeah. So feed me Arizona. I think they hit the transfer portal perfectly. So I like the Wildcats.
Yeah, I like Arizona as well.
So
This is consistently been a really good program in the Pac-12. I think the Pac-12 is extremely down this year, and this is the clear favorite.
Yeah.
They do have a tough non-con. I know they play Purdue. I think they play someone else like top 5.
They play Duke, don't they?
They play Duke,
yeah,
yes.
They go to Cameron.
So they got 2 big non-conference games. I like Caleb Love. If it wasn't for Purdue, they would have been the talk of the offseason with that loss. So, I like Arizona.
Big East. I'll go first. I got Marquette. Really like, I remember his name.
Tyler Kolek.
Tyler Kolek. I remember Nick and I were sitting at B-Dubs, and we clicked on a random player, like, all right, my freshman year or so, before he really played, and it was him. He's like, who's this guy averaging 6 assists to 1 turnover? I mean, dude can play.
Yeah.
They won it last year. We talked about how hard it is to repeat, but I think out of all the teams that they're one of the more likely to do it, so give me Marquette.
Yeah, I'm going with Marquette as well. I like Tyler Kolek. I have them as my number 2 team in the country preseason. I think Marquette, I can't wait to watch them play Maui. I think they're going to get Kansas in the semifinal, most likely, which is going to be a hell of a game. But, they lose Prosper to the draft, but that's about it. They return everybody else. They were such a good team last year.
Villanova should also be better this year.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Villanova
I
should
like
be
when
better.
Villanova's good.
I'm gonna spice it up.
Creighton?
I like Creighton.
Yeah.
Okay. I like Creighton. They have, in my opinion, the best 3 players. Okay, let me rephrase. On the same team, like a trio that is
best
unbelievable. Best trio in the conference with Cal, Shireman, and Alexander. I just think.
Good, man.
I mean, they're big too, like, and they can guard too. They're an incredible team that we watched last year.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, elite 8. Like,
I know you and I were big on them. I know Frank Canilla was big on Creighton,
Don't
right?
talk about Frank.
So,
Frank does a good
hey,
shout
we can shout out anybody we want on this podcast, but I like Creighton here. I think there's an opening in the Big East. I think Marquette's very good. I think
Creighton's good, man.
They
They lose Nembhard.
They do. He goes to Gonzaga, but I like Creighton here.
This is how good the Big East is. We've mentioned 3 teams out of the Big East, but not the defending national champions.
Yeah. And UConn, man. UConn was really good last year. They're really deep, and they lost some of that depth.
Yeah.
But they're still recruiting really
strong.
strong.
They were very special.
They got what's their big man's name now? They lost.
There's a backup big.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Sunogo's gone. But anyway, it's a big white dude. Can really play. Their starting point guard's back again. Killed Miami in the Final Four.
The Big East is just a great basketball conference. Because you know what other
Madison
team?
Square Garden, man. Are you kidding me?
Like
Big East tournament.
Providence has been a team that has kind of just turned into a good basketball program once again. I mean,
Seton Hall has the St. Peter's coach from a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So it's college basketball.
St. John's has Rick Pitino.
Yeah, we do need to give UConn more love.
100%.
UConn is going to be again very good this year. I mean, how can you argue with Bobby Hurley, right? I don't want to get my Hurleys mixed up.
And a defending national champion.
The defending national champions, and they really cruise through March.
But in basketball, that's the great thing because in March Madness, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's
Those
our
are our
predictions.
college basketball.
We'll see.
Quick, one word: national champion. Go. It's not going to be Purdue, but everyone.
I can't take them. I can't. Give me. I'm gonna go Tennessee.
Oh,
I like
they don't
it.
win in March either.
I like Duke.
Oh, James. I really like Duke. I think Duke might be the best team in the country.
Yeah.
I know Tanner is lower on them, but returning that much production, the Proctor kid, he's going to be really good.
Yeah.
Like he's a second year in the system. I watched him live when they lost to Tennessee in March Madness. Actually, it was in Orlando. Me and all my AAU kids went. Shout out to IBC. We won the tournament that weekend, by the way.
Actually,
And-
These are so tough.
Can I switch my
switch
pick?
it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take Florida Atlantic.
bro, shut up. Yeah, they do return everyone, and they made the
Just
Final
like
Four.
that. That's what we're gonna cut it.
But anyway, Jeremy Roach coming back, who was
done.
really good in that tournament run of the Final Four. Proctor, Filipowski, I mean, they were so good, so deep. Yeah, I like Duke. Anyway, we're going to go right into NFL.
Let's do it. Anyway, the Dolphins versus the Chiefs. Chiefs coming off just a disappointing loss
not a good
in
show.
Denver.
Very simple here. Will the Dolphins actually beat a team that has more than 4 wins? And will the Chiefs lose 2 in a row?
Chiefs roll here.
I really like the Chiefs.
Dolphins
also.
defense is not. They're not going to be able to.
I don't know. Jalen Ramsey back.
Yes, they're still not going to be able to stop what Mahomes
We'll see.
has
For
going.
the Dolphins' sake, they need to win this game. They need to beat a higher.
And the
team.
Chiefs just got
the flu.
no. Didn't they get Mecole Hardman?
That's a
He
lot
had a
ago.
bad game.
Yeah.
But I know,
He didn't play that good.
but still, like
A lot of speed on
Still.
offense. We'll see. They don't have a true wide receiver 1 though. Obviously, you have Travis Kelce, but besides
I think
on a wide
Swifty's gonna be
receiver,
there.
what?
I think Swifty's
And
gonna be
Germany.
I like the Chiefs in this
Yeah.
game. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
like the Chiefs.
Tanner, give us another game.
I want to talk about the Sunday night game. We got the Bengals.
Best
and
Sunday
Bills.
night game
Oh,
so far.
what a-
Finally,
game.
thank you,
What a
thank
game.
you. I don't have to watch Bears Chargers.
I'm huge on the Bengals here. Really
Yeah.
big on the Bengals here. They're starting to hit their stride, man. They do it every year. Joe Burrow, when he's on like he was against 49ers, there's only one quarterback in the world that is better than him. And I really like the Bengals here.
Here's the thing: sometimes he's the best quarterback
Yeah.
in the NFL when he's hooping like that.
Yeah.
He has shown that he's a $50+ million a year quarterback these last 3 games.
It's a lot of money, man.
It is
It's
so
money.
much money to think about it. Like whether he plays or not, he's still getting paid. But whatever. Nervous on the Bills, right?
They need this game.
Are they
Need this
they
game.
the team that we thought they
Right.
were? Is Josh Allen the quarterback that we think he is? I just think this is a great football game. I think this could be just a shootout.
Yeah.
It could be a shootout.
It could be.
So super excited. I like the Bills here. I like the Bills here to make it interesting.
Okay.
I like Josh Allen, and I think Joe Burrow maybe takes a step back against.
Impossible.
Hey, you're big on Joe Burrow. You're a big Burrow fan, but I like the Bills here.
I'm a big believer in the Bengals in this game.
Yeah.
I could see it being a shootout as
I'm
well.
an idiot for taking the Bills.
No, you're not. No, you're not. But I actually think this will be kind of low scoring. I think both defenses are going to be keyed in, locked in for this matchup. Joe Burrow is the better quarterback, and we've seen it over the course of the last 3 seasons. Like the Cincinnati Bengals, when they play the top of the AFC, they come to play. There's been one game against the top of the AFC the last 2 years that they have lost, and it was the AFC Championship game last year in Arrowhead. I think they come to play against the best of the AFC, best of their conference.
There we go.
They show they are elite. I like the Bengals.
Quickly, Cowboys going to Philadelphia. I really like the Eagles here. I think the Cowboys kind of a fluky team. They either win by a lot or lose by a lot. I think the Eagles are just so consistent. They play defense. They got so many guys up front, right? Really like the Eagles here at home.
Yeah, I like the Eagles as well. I think the Cowboys played really well last week, and I still don't think that defense. Micah Parsons is unbelievable.
He's so good.
Right? He's unbelievable. And I watched him being mic'd up at the end of the game trying to get Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald's jersey. That was hilarious. So if you haven't, check that out. But, yeah.
I'm gonna go with Dallas.
Yeah.
I'm going
with Dallas.
I'm going with Cowboys. I think this is gonna be an ugly game. I think this is going to be defense. I think Jalen Hurts might struggle in this matchup. Micah Parsons will get to him. I love Dak Prescott. I was low on him before the year, but I think he's quietly playing good football, and he needs a big game win.
Yeah.
And I think he's finally gonna get it.
Yeah.
I think he's finally gonna get it. I think him and CeeDee Lamb are going to have a great game again.
There we go.
On Sunday.
There we go. One more game. Seahawks Rams. Seahawks Ravens. Sorry, I read my sheet wrong. Ravens. Seahawks sneakily the best team. I was thinking NFC West. 5-2, best team in the NFC West record-wise. Going to Baltimore. Again, really like Baltimore here at home. They have the best defense in the league. They're only giving them like 15 points a game. Lamar to Mark Andrews, man, feeds to me all day long.
Baltimore is the best team in the AFC. That's my opinion. Lamar Jackson should win MVP. That is my opinion. The Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. That is my opinion. This defense is so good.
How high on the Ravens?
I'm so high on Baltimore. Okay, I think they are really, really great. I think their defense is special. I think Lamar Jackson is special. I think if their offense can literally just catch the football like they struggle with apparently. I love the Ravens in this game, and I love the Ravens moving forward in the season.
Yeah, I like the Ravens as well. I like Geno Smith, but Lamar is so much more special at quarterback than Geno. They have the better defense, the Ravens do. Much better run game. I mean, the Seahawks have a good run game, but the Ravens run. That's why their defense is so good. Yeah. Is they just chew clock. They run the ball. They play that Ravens style football. Like, we're just gonna run it, and we're gonna be the tougher team. And I think that's gonna be the case this weekend between the Ravens and Seahawks.
Now we're on to Would You Rather. We didn't do it on Tuesday, so we're saving it for now. James, go first.
Yeah, shout out to Mayo for this question idea. Yeah, he's a dog. Recent news, NBA. James Harden
with this.
Yeah, James Harden to the Clippers. The Clippers now have an incredible roster, but they gave up a lot. So, would you rather be the Clippers now with James Harden, or would you rather be the 76ers with what they got for trading James Harden?
The Clippers would have an incredible roster if this was 2017.
Dude, insane.
Kawhi Leonard sucks. No,
insane.
But anyway, the Clippers, we'll talk about the trade real quick. The Clippers got James Harden and PJ Tucker, some random dude that already got flipped. And then the Philly got Marcus Morris, Nicholas Batum, Robert Covington, first-round pick, and then a pick swap. So, yeah, I mean, swap. James Harden wanted out. Daryl Morey granted his request, got him out. For this season, it's weird because Tyrese Maxey through 4 games is averaging like over 30. He looks really good. Joel Embiid, we know we're getting with him, but the Sixers haven't made the Eastern Conference Finals since Allen Iverson was there, and when they lost to the Lakers in 2000. And it's just, but the Clippers, the West is so deep, so it's like, okay, this year who's going to be better? And I don't know, because it's tough because you're going to go with the wing-heavy Clippers team, or you're going to go with the more kind of athletic Philly team with a dominant big. I think overall Philly will end up better because everyone on the Clippers for the next 3 years, everyone on the Clippers, their contract is like up after this year.
Yeah.
Right.
So put up or shut up for the Clippers. I'll take Philly.
Yeah, can I take neither?
Yeah. Tough question.
I don't know. I think Joel Embiid needs to get out of Philly. I think he should, especially now after this trade. Granted, like,
come to Chicago. Man.
No one wants to come to Chicago.
Nobody wants to go play.
You came to Chicago.
I'm talking about the Bulls. You guys got Vucevic. He's awesome. Thanks for the 2 first-round picks. Thanks for Franz Wagner.
Clippers, man, like, is their starting lineup good? Yeah, like, Russell Westbrook is overrated.
Not
washed.
Not anymore.
Kawhi Leonard is always hurt. Paul George he's smooth.
No way you just called Paul George smooth.
It's because of the TikTok trend, bro.
Paul George averaging 27 on 52% shooting right now, man. Pick who you got.
I'd rather have the Sixers. In the end, I think the Sixers, if Tyrese Maxey keeps it up like this.
He's a dog.
And we know what Joel Embiid is.
Yeah.
I like their depth. They have some nice role players. Give me the Sixers.
Next question. I like the Sixers.
Okay, Sixers.
Because Tyrese Maxey's one of my favorite players to watch.
Facts. Would you rather have the quarterback situation of the Giants or the Raiders? The Raiders just benched Jimmy Garoppolo for T-Stars guy. They fired their head coach, and I almost said Mike McDaniels, and GMs, and offensive coordinator. Just kind of cleaned house midway through the year, which I never really agree with, by the way. Like, I don't know. Maybe the last 5 weeks, but yeah.
I definitely wish we did it.
Anyway, but the Giants, I think, have the worst contract in NFL football with Daniel Jones right now. So I'll quickly go first and answer this. I think the Raiders have an out in Jimmy Garoppolo's contract. So for that reason, and the reason why they're going to tank and try their very hardest to get Caleb Williams, I'll go with the Raiders.
Okay. I'll go with the Raiders too. The Giants are tied. Their hands are literally tied.
4
with Daniel
years.
Jones.
Oh my god,
and
so much money.
Aiden O'Connell's so bad that they're just going to lose every game now. So they're not going to have...
Look at him.
Oh, did he go to Purdue? Oh man, dude, I forget. There's so many Purdue football players in the NFL nowadays.
I think there's 6.
Yeah, so Aiden O'Connell, I love that they're giving him an opportunity to start.
I agree.
I love that.
Stop with all the Brian
sucks.
Hoyer nonsense.
Jimmy G sucks.
Yeah,
So,
it was bad,
but yeah, they have an opportunity with how good this quarterback class could be in the NFL draft this year to get one of those elite talents, and so I like the Raiders' position they're in.
I agree. Simply because of the Daniel Jones contract. Raiders just cleaned house, okay? They're going to get a new coaching staff, new GM, and probably a new quarterback. So, like, pretty soon, maybe they could build it up in Vegas with a new quarterback.
That guy.
And
That would be
maybe
awesome.
Aiden O'Connell shows out. I hope he does. Will he? Probably
Yeah,
not.
cool
I think Aiden O'Connell, I don't think he's going to be great. I don't think he's going to go win a starting job for the future. But I don't think he's going to be as bad as you think. I think he's going to be average.
Okay.
I
like average.
Anyway, last question.
I like average because all of our quarterbacks are well below us. So.
My question, so this is, would you rather, like, which team of your favorite teams? We just had a very nice, segment in last episode about, how you got in sports. Which of your favorite teams would you like to see win a championship next? You pick one to win the next championship.
Man.
That is a great
All of
question,
them?
Tanner.
All of them?
For me, I'll quickly go first. Are we doing pro or college? Or
It could be anything, pro.
I'll give one college and one pro.
What college you?
Yeah, but okay, that's kind of unfair. For pro, I've seen a Bucs Super Bowl, which is freaking awesome. I've seen two Lightning Stanley Cups, incredible. We were so spoiled in Tampa for 3 years.
You're always spoiled in Tampa. Tampa's lit.
Bro. Shout out St. Pete. No, I don't even associate with Tampa. Shout out St. Pete.
Shout out St. Pete.
Shout out the bird. Anyway,
they got Dolphins, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, James knows.
I love it.
For pro, I'd pick the Rays. I've really become a big Rays fan the past 3-4 years. Really like the Rays. I worked there over the summer, maybe internship this summer. But if I had to go with all the picks, gotta go with Florida football. I was 6 years old when they won it last. It's just what James said, the bond I have with my dad and Florida football, and hopefully being able to experience that one day with him. So yeah, Florida football.
Man, it's hard, right?
So hard.
We're
man.
pretty much in the same boat for everything, except for colleges. But we saw a Cubs World Series, but man, do I want to see another one. I would love to see the Bears Super Bowl, but dude, I gotta go to the parade when the Cubs win the World Series this time. I gotta go to a game. I don't care how much money it costs. Maybe we're gonna blow up. Backyard Banter's gonna be so fire that we're gonna be able to go to the game.
Vlog it.
Like in 20 years, like who knows? You're a big vlogger. This guy wants to be a vlogger. I've seen a Cubs World Series, but I want to see one again when I'm 21 plus years old and I can go into Wrigleyville.
You're like 23.
I'm 22, bro. Okay, but I wasn't 21 when they were.
I'm bro.
So I want to be in Wrigleyville when the Cubs are in Game 7 of the World Series. Hopefully we win. Feed me the Cubs.
I agree, and that probably is my number one. But since you gave it, and I have pretty much the same reasonings, I'm gonna do that to 2. I need to see a Purdue basketball national championship.
You need to. You really need to.
I've been to way too many games at Mackey.
You deserve it.
Been through way too many heartbreaks.
I agree.
Hold on. FDU, North Texas, St. Peter's, Virginia.
The year before that was Virginia.
Yeah. I know them all. We've watched every highlight of Purdue basketball in March Madness.
That's a good one.
I have to see
I'm rooting for you.
I have to see
I'm rooting for you. You need it.
If this isn't the year.
It would be a great year. I'd love to be alongside of you. If they win in March, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But
anyway, we're going to quickly do our NFL players draft.
Yeah.
Tanner won last week. We're all even at 2 and 4.
2 and 4.
Everyone's
Man,
2
we
and
are
4.
all so bad. So
It's hard to win.
Who's got the
Anyway,
first pick?
I got first pick.
God, dude, I
I'm
never
going-
get the first pick.
You say that you had the first pick like 2 weeks ago.
You have second.
I'm going Jamar Chase. Again, I'm buying all in on Joe Burrow. He's gonna throw it to one guy, or he has a lot of weapons, but definitely one guy. Give me Jamar Chase. James, who you got?
Lamar Jackson,
Oh, that's fine.
just because I was so high on the Ravens.
That's fine.
He's my MVP, so feed me Lamar Jackson. I just picked him 2 weeks ago, but I can do it again.
I'm gonna go pick number 1. I'm gonna go with Saquon Barkley.
Oh, they fed him. last week.
They keep feeding him, and they play Vegas, and Vegas just cannot stop the run, man.
It's a great pick.
Second pick, I'm gonna go with Patrick Mahomes. Bounce back week. That's all I gotta say.
James, who you got?
I've got Zach Moss,
It's a fun one.
Indianapolis
Jonathan Taylor can
running
take
back.
all this,
Jonathan Taylor hasn't come back as I thought he would,
Yeah.
and they are playing Carolina. So
I'm gonna go with Gus Edwards. Tanner said him last week. Ravens love to run the ball against the Seahawks. You're gonna need to be able to run it well. And then tight end. Actually, I'm gonna go quarterback first. I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts. I haven't used him yet. I think they're gonna get a few the Philly pushes into the end zone for him. So yeah, give me Jalen Hurts.
give me David Njoku for
You're
Cleveland.
building a wild team.
I sure am. Where are they going to score 20
This
or
is a
80?
teaser. This is a teaser.
Sure, and
type
I'm all
team.
for it. I'm 2 and 4, bro.
Yeah.
I'm rebuilding.
We're all 2 and 4.
I know, but feed me David Njoku. Dude, we're running out of tight ends to draft.
We really.
I mean, I don't have to start drafting.
Yeah.
All right, I got 2 in a row here in the snake. I'm going with Mike Evans. They play the Houston Texans. The Bucks love to throw the ball because they can't run the
They
ball.
cannot run the
And
ball.
so give me Mike Evans. And then my tight end, like
It's
we
really
were saying,
interesting, actually.
we're running out. Tyson Badger's going to be playing again. And
So-
Cole Kmet had 10 receptions last week.
That's what I was gonna.
So I'm going to take Cole Kmet.
That's what I was gonna pick. Ruin my life.
It's
James.
really funny you picked Mike Evans because I have a Bucks right receiver on my list that I'm going to
Trey
draft.
Palmer.
And his name is Chris
Gavin
Godwin.
Hopkins.
I'm going to draft Chris Godwin. I am building one of the worst.
Hey, Chris Godwin's. Chris
You're just having
Godwin.
fun, man.
Chris
Yeah,
Godwin has 58 targets, 0 drops.
Exactly, I knew that.
Tight
So,
end. I'm going with Pat Frymuth. He plays.
Tonight.
No, today's Wednesday.
It is
As we're recording this a few days early. As you're watching this, he played
God.
last night, so you guys will know what happened. But again, if you made it this far, thank you so much. Like the video, subscribe, share it to everyone who knows.
If you got a question, DM it to Backyard Banner or put it
comment
in the comment.
Comment it.
We promise we'll answer it.
Wait, Jackson did one.
Unless it's some crazy.
The 5th straight time Jackson getting shout out in an episode. Jackson did it. We answered it. Anyone has a question you want to answer, a fantasy football draft type thing that you want, anything related to any sport.
Should I play my flex this week?
Alan Lazard. I'm just kidding. Anyway, thank you, James. It's a great PSA. Thank you guys so much again for the support. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and we'll see you guys after another epic football and sport weekend.
Here we go. See ya.